Podcast, WATP.
Vince the Warrior has been back and forth with John for years, actually, but especially this year, they've really been having this back and forth. Are we friendly? Are we not friendly? Vince keeps sending stuff to his house from 7-Eleven, Magnum condoms and O'Doul's and beer and pizza and Lunchables and all these kind of things. And so John's finally had enough of them.
In fact, spoiler alert. Fuck off, Vince.
Whoa!
Don't send me anything anymore. Don't, go ahead, give the TV to somebody who needs it. But, by you not getting back to me that Saturday when all the shit was going down, it's just, all you are is a troll. We all know that. But sometimes even a troll could seem nice.
That is the name of the Stuttering John, Muttering Jay story. Sometimes even a troll can seem nice. He's so stupid. I keep telling John, he's trolling you, he's trolling you, he's trolling you. Yeah, I know he trolls me sometimes. No, he's trolling you all the time. That's what he's doing. And
John
John just keeps falling for it. Yeah, that's how that works.
How they rope you in to knock you down.
So we'll see where this goes, because on this episode that came out yesterday, he's flicking him off and telling him it's over. But I'm sure Vince will figure out a way to be pissed at one of John's. As soon as Vince goes, yeah, but Shuley sucks. Okay, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. Hold on. I was wrong about this Vince the lawyer guy.
I'm sorry I don't have the clip for this, but just before he flicks off Vince, he's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have your kids like me so much or something like that.
I know. He's so stupid.
Yeah, he's breaking up with the kids.
It's so funny, too, because Cardiff's on. I don't think I have this clip. Cardiff's on, and they're talking, and Cardiff's like, his kids don't care about you, John. Why are you falling for that? And John goes, nope, he sent me a photo of his kids watching TV with me on it. That's what he does. That's what he does, John. You're still falling for it. Fucking idiot. He's so stupid. Now, one of the things about John that we've been talking about for a couple of years now are the sock accounts on Twitter. And he's so obvious about it because you get Yankee fan and Maple Leaf fan and Twitty Police and all these guys, all they care about is Stuttering John. So whether someone's talking bad about John and they have to go on there and go, no, that's not the case, or if it's just some other big thread that's going on Twitter and these guys jump in and go, you should go on Stuttering John's podcast. You're like, why would someone care so much about Stuttering John's podcast unless they're Stuttering John? Well, finally, John admits he had a lot of sock accounts.
Because then the guy goes, hey, are you, Twitty at something? I go, look. Because really, just like Lady Kmart, when he asked me, was this sock account yours? Was this sock account? Dude, I was fucking sock hop crazy. I made so many, I don't even know the names of them anymore. Somebody like Lady K, were you Yankee? Were you Toronto? I'm like, I don't remember. Why? Because I made so many.
Think about that for an excuse. You're before the judge, you're like, did you murder Mr. and Mrs. Smith? I don't know if I murdered Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I murdered so many fucking people. Think I'm keeping track of that shit? I called John out for having sock accounts. He's just like, I don't know. He never sit there and go, yeah, no, I had sock accounts. He's just like, oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I've had so many sock accounts. What kind of excuse is that?
Yeah.
John, and the problem is, again, and I say this all the time, if John would just fess up, like we all know it, we all see what's happening. You're bad at this. We all know that they're your sock accounts. You denied it. You loved laying into Howard Stern when Howard Stern told his staff to create Twitter accounts and message celebrities. You should go on the Howard Stern show. John's like, that's pretty small.
Yeah, I know. I wonder where you got that idea.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then he calls out Howard Stern for doing that, acting like it's the craziest thing someone could do, and then John does it. So later on in this same episode, this is what's so nuts about John. This same episode, he's talking about when he was texting with Vinny. Vinny was sitting right where you were, Andy, and we were doing point, dabble, point. And
that's why this chair's broken?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
And Vinny and Phil Elmore were going at it. And so John was constantly texting Vinny information to say to Phil Elmore. And, the famous story, of course, is that there were 8 texts in a row and Vinny never responded to him. So that's when John's like, well, I'm not going to the meeting. We're not friends anymore, whatever. Even though all of the texts were like in the moment. But John's explaining what those texts were saying.
He was claiming I'm the one that got Shuli's sponsor taken down. I didn't do that. I had nothing to do with that. So I was texting him, Vince, I didn't do anything like that. Then I was like, Vince, I don't have any sock accounts. I was trying to give him intel to fight that fat fuck Phil back.
That's funny because earlier in this episode, you talked about how many sock accounts you had, more than you could keep track of. You can't even remember all your sock accounts. And then, before you admitted that, you were texting Vinny to say you don't have any sock accounts. So you were lying.
Yeah.
John, you're a liar. And it's obvious. We all know it. I'll give you another example of that. Another lie that comes up in this same episode. Now, as we know, Rocco, a.k.a. Tukey, El Horrible, Bedabbler, the guy's name's Rocco. He doesn't care that that's out there. But John's been putting out some sensitive information about Rocco, including his address. And John loves weaponizing information.
We did get Rocco Burrows' address. We did. That we know is true. I know his wife's name, his kids' names, everything. Am I going to do anything with it now? No.
Then why'd you get it? Just to be creepy?
Or why bring it up even?
And why even bring it up? I know his kids' names?
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, well, you're just being a creep.
So I could bring it up later.
Yeah.
When I feel like I want to.
Am I going to do anything? It's likely.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so fast forward, he has Cardiff on the show, and Cardiff's calling him out for all the doxing that he's doing. And we covered it on the emergency episode we did on Monday, where we showed on his Twitter, he's putting out every real name he thinks he has. He's putting hashtag Hamilton. He had a photo of someone's house. He's putting out there. He's just trying to menace people with all this doxing. So Cardiff calls him out on that. And you just heard him say he knows Rocco's address, his wife's name, his kids' names. Now he says this.
I didn't fucking give his address out.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You put up in a super chat more than once.
His address?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I don't know his address.
You do.
He's insane. His lies have gotten so bad lately.
I just love Cardiff so much, though.
Yeah, Cardiff killed it on this episode. We're going to get into that. Cardiff did a very good job. This is not an easy thing to do. Trying to reason with an unreasonable person like John. Not an easy thing to do. Cardiff did a great job. And so right there, John goes, we know Rocco's address. And then Cardiff goes, yeah, why'd you dox Rocco? You put his address up. I don't even know his address. I mean, he just earlier admitted that you did.
Minutes ago.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes has passed by, John.
You didn't just say it. You flexed over it.
Yes, I know. He's all proud of himself over it. All right, so now John's going to explain that he doesn't have a problem with Cardiff, which is weird because he was just striking Cardiff's channel, and they seem to be having an issue.
That's how I bust balls.
But this is hilarious because listen to what he says right after talking about how he had all these sock accounts that he was lying about all that time.
I don't have a problem with Cardiff. So I removed the strike on Cardiff because Cardiff emailed me. He ain't going to put it up. If he does, then he's not a man, of his word. I am.
He's a man of his word. This liar who keeps lying all the fucking time.
Maybe that's the word.
He's a man of his word. He's insane. And I know he'll watch this and he'll go, yeah, but it was different. I had to lie. It's everyone against me. Like, he always has a reason why he's allowed to lie and no one else is allowed to lie.
That was different.
That was different. I did it because I like to lie, but I don't like to lie and I can't lie, but I do lie a lot. So for whatever reason, John keeps bluffing on this lawsuit with Rocco. Now, what happened is Rocco did a video, El Horrible, the show they do, Bedabbler on Saturday mornings. They did a show where they watched the video of the wedding, Susanna remarried, and John's children gave speeches. Very nice speeches, very well spoken. Seemed like a lot of love. Everything was very touching, in my opinion. I've watched it. And John is claiming that he owns the copyright to that video and he's going to sue Rocco for putting that video out. And he's already put a strike on Rocco's channel. And so the big debate right now is Rocco saying, I don't need to have these videos out. It's up on Rumble. 7,000 people have watched it on Rumble. The people will continue to go watch it there. So it's still out there. And Rocco's saying, if you just drop the strike, having a strike on your YouTube channel sucks because you can get your channel taken away. So Rocco's saying, if you just remove the strike, I'll take the video down. I won't put that one back up. I'll take it down off of Rumble. We'll be good. Which was actually a really nice offer. John took that as a threat for whatever reason. I think it's because he's an idiot. John goes, "Whoa, you're threatening me?" He's like, "No, he's making you an offer. It's actually really reasonable." So John just keeps doubling down on this lawsuit he's going to go through with. Because what happened is John has a certain amount of time to file a lawsuit or else YouTube drops the strike. Because Rocco finally put through a counter and said,
Right.
look, if I've broken the law here, then take me to court. Because there's no law that's been broken here. So for whatever reason, John continues to threaten this. And he's even saying, this is the thing, John loves to talk about how he has money and he can afford to sue people. But now just recently he goes, I have this old friend. We grew up together. He knows my kids. He's an attorney. He's going to do a pro bono. So Rocco, go ahead and go through with it. I could do this for free now. So he's already changed the narrative on this. But now he's saying that he's definitely going to follow through with this lawsuit.
Look, I don't give a fuck either way. Because come 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, I'm driving downtown and I'll file. It's just sad because it doesn't have to come to this. Look how easy it was for Cardiff. All he had to do was say, John, I hereby say I'm not going to fuck. Although he spelled that wrong, it doesn't matter.
He's still going after people for grammar.
I know. He's just swinging at anything.
We call it out every tweet, everything he puts out. There's grammatical errors, spelling errors all the time. John, stop. That's not a good angle for you. You're bad at grammar and spelling, so don't do that. So someone in his chat actually super chatted him at this point and said, you legally cannot sue for copyright infringement unless you are listed as the copyright holder on the Federal Registry. That's public info, by the way. John doesn't own the copyright to a video that was shot from an iPhone of a person who was at a wedding he was not even in attendance at.
What's the holdup with dropping this strike from YouTube?
He's so stupid.
Just throw it out.
He's so stupid.
No matter how much I don't want there to be a lawsuit, I really do, because you can sue somebody for anything that you want to. You just will immediately get laughed out of court.
Correct.
And I would really I know we all have the public record of him being an idiot on YouTube, but I would really like the public legal record of him being an idiot.
Yes. And actually, it's funny you say that because all of us in this room are hoping this goes through. We saw the sketch someone put up on Reddit. It's hilarious. There's an orange, a Tukey, and a potato all in court with the judge. Like, we all want to see this happen. Obviously, it won't go that far. John has no case whatsoever. When Cardiff comes on, he tries to give him sound advice. Yeah. Tries to explain. Cardiff was actually really nice to John in this episode. Of course, John's not hearing it. So let's remember, though, that John is not out there to hurt anyone's channels. Even though he just put a strike in against Tukey. He just put a strike against Cardiff.
He just said it didn't have to come to this.
Yeah.
And I hate to sound like John, but you started this.
Correct. I know. And Cardiff tries to explain that to him too. But this is John explaining. He doesn't even like to do this sort of thing.
I don't want to hurt anybody's channels. I don't. If it's a shitware, yeah, because the guy goofs on my trans kid all the time.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
You're lying.
And he's a dickhead. And I don't like him.
Truth comes out.
Yeah. The judge would say, not cool.
Yeah. He goes, I don't want to strike channels unless it's Shuli. Then I'll definitely do it. And of course, he always has a justification in his head. Well, he shits on my trans kid. No one's shitting on your trans kid. I can't explain this to you enough, John. No one's doing that.
I don't strike channels. I don't know anything about the logistics of doing it.
Yeah.
Can you just do it arbitrarily?
You can.
Why isn't he just striking Shuli over and over again?
He has. He has done
Oh, really?
that. Yeah.
What a cock.
So I'm actually going to show you. All right, this leads right into this. I'm going to show you how this works and how this all has gone down, because John is claiming he doesn't like to strike people, and he says he's never struck me.
Lady K, I never struck. The only thing I did was when he posted my book on Patreon,
this again?
That is the thing. And when he goofed to my kids.
100% not true. And I don't know if John is just so wet-brained he's forgotten this, or if he's just lying because he's a liar. It doesn't matter, to be honest, because I have the evidence right here. He did get a strike on my channel back on September of last year, September 2022. Here is the evidence of it, where I got this note from YouTube. Due to a copyright takedown notice that we received, we have taken down your video from YouTube. And it's a video titled, Stuttering John declares I'm a racist, then deletes the episode. And the takedown was issued by John Melendez. Means your video can no longer be played on YouTube. You've received a copyright strike. You now have one copyright strike. This is the thing that everyone's talking about. Nobody wants copyright strikes on their YouTube channels because they can have your YouTube channel taken away. Okay? So this is what John did to me. I countered this.
Well,
I put the ball in his court. I'm like, sue me. And he didn't. And I got my video put back up.
I hate to tell you this, but I can make a fake one of these in Canva in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, I spent zero time. I found it in my email.
Yeah. I'm kidding.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
So funny that I would get this copyright strike from John, and he's never struck me except for he tried to strike me 3 other times in 2022.
What a cock.
And I have them all right here that I'm going to show you. I've taken out his email address, even though everyone fucking knows it because I'm nicer than John is. So this came in from YouTube, and it shows what John filed here. And it shows he is using my content that is behind my YouTube and Patreon paywall. Behind my paywall. User Stuttering John. So you can see right here that this is the video that he wants removed. Where does the content appear? Entire video. Here's another one.
That's a stand-up routine, I think.
Here's another one. You can see different video right here. These are all from March of 2022. Here's a third one that he sent in. Again, I blocked out his email address.
He was very mad in
John
March.
Melendez. Entire video. So listen to the body of these emails that he sent to YouTube. This is what he wrote. Because when YouTube gets these and they're just like, no, this is fair use. They send me a note saying, hey, this person tried to strike your channel. We think it's fair use. Just want to let you know they might go after you in other realms, but on YouTube, you're good.
So they do. There is some kind of scale of how seriously they take these things.
If you strike a channel, it doesn't mean they automatically get a strike,
Okay.
right? So YouTube will look at him, and sometimes they'll go, no, there's no copyright infringement here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because it
Yes.
seems like
Thank God.
it's just like automated and
Yeah,
they
'cause you just go after your enemies.
Strikes just go through
Well,
willy-nilly.
that's the other thing, too. I didn't even pull the clip, but John goes, I don't strike people. I never struck Kevin Brennan. He said I'm an asshole. It's like, yeah, well, he doesn't play clips of your show. What would you even strike him over, John, you idiot? Of course you haven't. So this is what John writes to YouTube in March of 2022. It is my show, which is unlisted and behind my paywall. I charge money for this material. Nobody is allowed to use my work that is behind a paywall ever without my permission. This person is making money off of my content that is behind my paywall. That is copyright infringement. So my favorite part about that, of course, is the fact that he's telling YouTube what copyright infringement is. That is copyright infringement. They're just like, we're YouTube. Don't fucking mansplain copyright to us. So this is the response I get from YouTube to me. It says, we received the copyright infringement notification below regarding your videos. We believe your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or a similar exception to the copyright protection. We are writing to let you know we do not plan to remove your videos at this time. You have control over the availability of videos on your channel, including the ability to delete them if you choose. I did not. I will not. I promise you that.
P.S. They are hilarious.
So let me just play that again now that I've just shown you all of that evidence.
Lady K, I never struck. The only thing I did was when he posted my book on Patreon. That is the thing.
Bastreon.
And when he goofed to my kids.
All right. So let's remind everybody, those are the YouTube strikes. He also put copyright strikes on Patreon. And I had to take a bunch of videos down off of Patreon for some time till we got that all sorted out. He also tried to get my Patreon taken down by saying that there were racist words in my Discord, which is against Patreon's terms of service. I know I've talked about this a number of times. People get confused. They forget that John tried to take my livelihood away from me. He tried very hard to do that. I have a call with Patreon. He was very excited about all of that. And now, only a year removed from that, I don't strike people. I don't take away people's livelihoods. I'm not that guy. I don't do any of that stuff. I mean, unless it's the shit way. But other than that, I don't do that kind of thing.
You see, I always try and help people, because what else are we here for?
So then Cardiff joins the show. And this is great because John's so gun shy when it comes to bringing guests on the show. And he's all worried that Cardiff's going to come on there and show a girl shitting or play the N-word over and over again. Whatever it is, it's hilarious.
Potato porn.
Yeah, it's going to get him taken down. So Cardiff has a gag ready to go. And John freaks out and takes Cardiff off the screen.
This is great.
Cardiff, you're not going to do anything bad to me and my channel. I just removed my strike.
No.
You promise?
Promise.
Okay. Now what's that? Oh, there you go.
Says anal.
What?
It's just a joke. It just says anal. You're not going to get struck for anal.
I know, but could you just put it back to normal, please?
Okay, there you go.
I mean, look, man, like, you know what's going on now. Now, look.
He had the word anal behind him. And, oh, Jesus. There we go again. I like that putting it back to normal is having the background with that giant poster making fun of John.
Yeah. Please just put the poster of me back up.
I know it's because you worship me. All right, well, can I explain all 17 jokes in that then? All right, so John took the strike off of Cardiff's channel. And actually, I don't want to confuse people, but Cardiff's here. He might be able to add to this discussion. So I'll bring him in. Hey, what's up, Cardiff?
Allegedly.
Okay, yeah. He did take the strike away, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what he hasn't done is remove the strike from El Harible's video. And he's going to explain why that hasn't happened. And what John proves here is this video that he claims he owns a copyright on, that he's ready to go to court over and sue over. He has not even seen it. He doesn't even know what's in this video.
Yeah, but no. You did that show with Tukey trashing, the anti-trans shit and the fucking racist shit about my ex-wife's husband.
I didn't do that show.
Oh, I thought you did do that show.
No.
Oh, I thought you were on that show.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I got bad intel then.
Was it Ralph?
No.
Okay.
Cardiff wasn't on the show, and neither was Tukey. And John keeps saying Tukey. Now I just finally realized he's not even seen this video that he's all upset about and claiming all these things about it. El Harible was on there with Husey, that Aussie guy, and OJ, and they were watching the videos. And the entire time, now I can't speak for Husey, but that's international law. So I don't know what you're going to do about that. But the entire time, OJ and El Harible were complimenting John's children and more analyzing what they were saying and what that meant about John as a father and John as a husband and where the family was at. It had nothing to do with anti-trans or racism. And John keeps playing this card. He hasn't even seen the video. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. He just proved it.
It was too painful to watch.
How insane is that? Oh, I got bad intel. It's on Rumble. Go watch it. If you want to know what you're suing people over, you might want to know.
He's not suing anyone.
No, I know. This bluff is so bad, too. He's like, listen, I don't want to have to go down to the place and file this Thursday at 8 a.m. I mean, not Thursday at 8 a.m., but okay.
The one address he didn't have on hand was the courthouse
Right,
address.
yeah, that's the one he didn't know. All right. So now John is going to claim we've been talking about some whoppers and some doozies on this episode as far as lies go. Even for John, this is a lot. Now he's going to claim that he knew that Tim Duransky was fake all along, which is insane. There's no way he can't think that we don't know he's lying.
Then what? Okay. In your
Didn't you also say I'm not going to dox you, Cardiff?
I didn't dox you.
You thought you did.
No, we knew it wasn't.
Twice.
All right, Timothy, that shit, we knew it wasn't real. I promise you. Me and my buddy, we looked that name up 1 billion times, and we knew it wasn't real. There was no Facebook. There was no LinkedIn. There was no Instagram. There was no fucking record.
Wow.
No OnlyFans.
I was gonna say it sounds like 3 times, but okay, I guess a billion.
And then when that idiot gave us your alleged location, we even looked that up. We knew it was fake.
So then what was the purpose of going on the air throwing that around? What did that do?
Right.
He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick.
I was doing that because the guy kept saying, do it. And then I thought, I'll do it. The guy maybe will give me real information.
An older troll tell me.
That doesn't even make sense. That's the worst excuse ever. John, if you didn't think this was true, why were you weaponizing it and trying to intimidate Cardiff with it? Well, I thought that if I gained the troll's trust. What?
Then I could get something that I could really weaponize.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's not, even if that's true, it's not a good thing. What an asshole. What a dumb idiot. All right.
It's so funny watching a moron get outsmarted by a potato.
It is fun. It is a good time. So Cardiff keeps trying to explain to John, and we all need to do this because he keeps bringing up his mom and whatever shit that happens to him in real life. No one in the Dad Was Not in This community, anyone who has platforms and shows, is encouraging anyone to call John's mom. Turn your phone off when you go to bed. Turn your fucking phone off. It's that easy.
Do not disturb.
Jesus Christ. Put it on silent. Yeah. Put it upside down. You don't have to be woken up at 3:30 a.m. It's so fucking easy. No one's encouraging anyone to fuck with anyone in John's real life or anything like that. And this is where John loses his mind because he's losing the argument. So this is the way that John starts to win an argument, is by freaking out and being more animated.
I get you say somebody's calling your mother. That stinks, but nobody in this community has encouraged that publicly anywhere. Nobody wants that.
Doesn't matter. It's happening.
Okay, but ignore us.
Cardiff.
We'll go away.
Okay. Cardiff. Who
Ignore
got
us?
No, they got my gigs canceled.
No, they didn't.
Did I ask for that? No. They got me fired from school. And did I ask for that? No. They tried to get my moderator fired. Did I ask for that? No. You think that they're the ones weaponizing this shit? Why are you fucking saying I am? They are the ones attacking me. They're the ones sending delivery guys wanting me to pay $50 for shit I didn't want.
Say it, don't spread.
So John comes from a show called The Howard Stern Show. And there was a time when Howard was going after Chevy Chase relentlessly. And Howard never told the listeners to fuck with Chevy Chase. He just talked about him, called him.
He just made it look like it was fun to do.
But then the listeners started to fuck with Chevy Chase and Rosie O'Donnell, and the list goes on and on and on. I don't remember ever, and I listened to a lot of Howard, not every episode. I don't remember ever Stuttering John walking into the studio and going, "Hey, Howard, I know that you're not telling people to do this stuff, but they're doing it. Maybe we should lay off these people, you know, even though they're a public figure and they put themselves out there. What you're doing right now is actually encouraging people to do things you're not even telling them to do. Maybe you should stop that." Did you remember that episode? Did you ever hear that?
I didn't. All this they talk. They got me fired.
Yeah, I know.
They. I picture the kids were carrying him on their shoulders, and then this other crowd came in and carried him away in the other direction.
An even bigger crowd.
Yeah. All holding up their DA picket signs and things. Yeah. Oh, no. Poor John. He's so fucking out of it. He acts like if his mom got a phone call 5 years ago at 3:30 a.m., that it's my fault, and Julie's fault, and Cardiff's fault, Tukey. This is not the case at all. No one's ever encouraging people to do that. In fact, we do just the opposite out here. But one thing you can't control is people on the internet. I will tell you that. Which is funny because what John does is he posts people's addresses. He posts their real names in hopes that people will fuck with them. Cardiff pointed this out to him quite a bit. John's going, "Oh, why? Well, you don't want to give out your real name?" It's like, well, yeah, no. See how you have to answer your door every 5 minutes for a delivery guy? Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get swatted. We don't want to deal with this bullshit. So we're not trying to put our information out there. But John loves to put our information out there.
So that's my mistake. But I don't.
When you also do it on purpose, you say the same defense. Oh, well, I never read these as you leave Carl's address on the screen for 10 minutes.
Carl's address?
Oh, come on, John. Don't play dumb.
I'm not playing dumb.
If we have a real conversation, if you stop the lying tonight, you don't have
Cardiff, I don't know. Cardiff, I don't know Carl's address. If you
put it up, John, you are on this channel. You were on this show. It was up in a super chat. I don't know what this is. I never read the super chats.
Hold on.
Let me see if I can take it off the screen.
Okay, hold on. What? What is it?
It's beer and pizza.
What kind of beer?
It's a Bud Light.
No, I don't want it. Please go away. I'm having sex right now.
Like the timing to solidify my argument couldn't have been more perfect.
I know. He goes, I don't know Carl's address. You knew exactly what you were putting up on the screen and leaving there for all that times people are doxing me in your chat.
Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean you didn't do it.
Right. That's the other thing, too. He claims he's innocent of all these things, even though he's admitted to everything in just this one episode.
Yeah, right.
All right. So John claims that I gave out his address, and this is really annoying to me. John puts these things together in his head, and he just repeats them over and over again. Thank God Cardiff's there to explain that he's lying about this. Now, John and I had a phone conversation.
You know how many times I hear that? Thank God Cardiff was there.
Thank God Cardiff was there. John and I had a quick phone conversation months ago where we talked about the houses that we had just bought in Florida. And we both came to the realization at that time that we lived close by to each other. We're like, wow. I mean, neither of us knew that. And we both went, wow. You know who did know that is, of course, Vince the lawyer. Because he's up everyone's fucking ass and all their business all the time. So Vince was slow playing it, as he does. And I was in a text thread with him. And Vince is like, is it true these rumors that you and John have homes near each other in Florida? And I already seen people post that in the subreddits and things like that. So all I did was write back and I go, I know, how fucking crazy is that John and I would both be located so close to each other, and what are the chances? It doesn't even make sense. It's impossible to have happen. I didn't say, I know he lives at Northeast 15th Street and I'm on 12th Road, and can you believe it's only this many? And I'm circling maps. None of that. I didn't say where we lived. I said Cape Coral.
Yeah.
Pretty big area.
Cape Coral, what are the odds?
Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy, but I didn't say any addresses. I didn't leak any information. John's acting like not only did I put out his address, I put it on the internet. No, I said in a text thread to Vince, Shuley, and Tukey that isn't it crazy that we live near each other? We both bought new houses near each other in Florida, but John remembers it very differently.
For me, and I don't want your address out there. Unfortunately, it is.
Guess who gave Vince my address?
You put your Florida house on this show. You put the address up.
Carl released. Carl
were showing off the listing.
Idiot.
You were showing.
No, John. Vince already knew. That's why he asked the question.
Yeah.
Do you guys live near each other? Yes, we do. I knew that he already knew. This is what Vince does, and he's acting like I'm the one who had this crazy reveal that no one ever figured out.
He's a fucking lunatic.
He is.
Can you imagine? Like people say, when you pass away, your life flashes before your eyes. It's gonna be all new information to John. He's not gonna remember anything that he ever fucking did.
Yeah.
What a fucking dick.
And this is one day after we revealed on WATP this whole thing that he's been getting played this whole time when he thought he had the upper hand and he was getting over on everyone. And then we bring in the anonymous Tim to come on and say, no, I've been playing him through multiple accounts. He thinks I gained his trust. He thinks this, he thinks that. We totally revealed all of this. A day later, he's on there. But you would think he would be like, all right, maybe this internet thing's not for me. I'm gonna
it's hard to put one over on me.
The drop king over there.
Carl released.
You were showing off the listing. You were showing off your house in Florida, and you showed the Zillow listing with your address.
No, Carl had already.
Everybody had it. No. Well before you showed this address, you probably hadn't even bought the house yet, and you put that address up.
How did I put it up? It was on top of my screen.
Yes.
Fair enough. I don't. You know, I'm not technically savvy.
It's called
I'll never say I am.
pre-doxing.
No, I know, but then don't blame everyone else for what you did.
Well, no. Vince, Lady K texted Vince and Shuli and said, you're not going to believe this. I live in this, and gave the address out.
Nope. That's not true. I did not give the address out. And again, I texted 2 or 3 people. I didn't put it on Reddit. Vince did. He's never mad at Vince for this. He's always mad at me for some reason. I'm not the one putting private messages up on the internet. So now we have to explain to John, Cardiff has to explain to John, the Streisand effect. And of course, the Streisand effect is the more you yell and scream about how you don't want this information to get out there, the more people go and find it. That's what's happening with this video, this wedding video. Because he keeps this going, talking about it nonstop. And so people are like, where is this thing? Well, it's on Rumble for Bedabbler's channel. You'll find it on there.
That video would have been gone by now. Nobody would be talking about it now.
Well, now
Your
it's
children. Okay, but now, so what you're saying is you now want to go to a federal court and enter that video into evidence. You want to put that on. You want that on TMZ now. You want the whole world to look at this video because Stuttering John Melendez from The Tonight Show and The Howard Stern Show is in court with a puppet and possibly a potato as a character witness and definitely an orange. This is what you want? You think your kids want to see their wedding video, those speeches in court?
Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to help you if you can't see this.
This is John's new thing. Either don't worry about it or it doesn't matter. As soon as you say something that he has no idea how to refute it, he's like, don't worry about it.
It's like Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Or Opie's Let It Go.
Let it go. Right. Like, no, that's what we're talking about right now. What do you mean let it go? What do you mean don't worry about it? Cardiff, and props to Cardiff, I wouldn't even gone this deep with John. You are like legit trying to help him with his life right now. He's like, what are you doing? It's your family.
Just trying to get him to see.
Yes.
Just see one point.
Why not put your family first, you idiot? You act like you love your children so much, and yet you'd rather sue a puppet or threaten to sue a puppet rather than protect your kids. Yeah. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? He's so stupid.
This reminds me of Kingpin when you get Munsoned. Yeah, John, like, whenever you're getting hoisted by your own petard, you're getting Melendez.
Yes!
Now he's getting Munsoned.
So that's a good way to use his name, but also the Streisand effect should be the Melendez effect at this point because everything he claims he doesn't want us talking about, he forces us to talk about and research and view over and over again.
You did it to yourself, you idiot.
But John literally thinks, because he gets the worst legal counsel in the history of the world, he literally thinks it doesn't matter if there's a copyright or anything like that. He wants to expose this video because he's going to win in the court of public opinion.
No, TMZ is not going to report on my fucking...
If the announcer of The Tonight Show, it goes to court against a puppet.
Good,
TMZ
and then that puppet,
every day.
and then that puppet is good. Everybody will see this guy saying anti-trans and racist shit. And guess what? The court of public opinion is not going to be on his side.
That's more important than your kids not seeing themselves in a courtroom video being made fun of by a puppet?
Oh,
you're not weighing this out properly, John. One is greatly worse than the other.
Again, Cardiff spitting straight facts to this guy. And he's just not hearing it. How is he not grasping this?
Every time Cardiff gets over on him, he has to do that big, long chug.
Don't worry
to kind of like, maybe he'll
his thinking beer.
Maybe he'll forget that I just got owned if by the time I'm done drinking this.
The phrase "there's no talking to this guy" couldn't apply any more.
Yeah,
there's no talking to this guy.
And to everybody today on Dabblers Anonymous that hates me, please see what I'm actually doing here to this guy.
Yeah.
So,
like, they think I'm pandering to him, but no, I was destroying him, and he thought,
he'll never get it. Right, exactly. You can explain to him, to your blue in the face, how to go about his life. He's like, everyone wants to give me advice. Yeah, because you're doing everything wrong, John. You're fucking up your own life. You're the worst at this.
Yes.
So there's this whole universe on the internet that revolves around you, but not because we're celebrating your life, because we're all laughing at you and calling you an idiot over and over and over again. And John, in his dumb, wet brain, goes, well, I must be the most important guy.
Everyone's giving me advice. Homeless guy's like, dude, take a shower.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. You're doing this all wrong. Plus, this thing where he goes, well, in the court of public opinion, they're all going to hate the puppet. Like it's Triumph the Insult Comic Dog 2.0 or something. It's like, and we're going to get back at Triumph, and we're going to get back at Tukey. Tukey wasn't even there. And El Harible didn't say anything that was transphobic. I believe your beef is with a guy named Adam Hughes. It's Hughesy Hello is where you have an issue, Jack. Go watch the video. See who you're actually mad at.
Yeah, and you don't want to go up against Tukey in a court. Tukey's going to win everyone over, man. Come on.
Dude, are you kidding me? Who wants to do this?
Tukey World Order. TWO.
That's the other thing, dude. John was mimicking that as if we're doing that like it's a really intimidating thing. He's just like, oh, like I care about that. That's a joke. John, you fucking idiot. Drop.
Carl, you got the king of the drops right here.
Yeah. Tukey World Order. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Woo. That's the one. Yeah. No, we don't actually think it's intimidating. That's the joke, idiots. It's a fucking puppet.
I need to see Tukey in like his courtroom suit with like his readers on.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Business Tukey.
Rest of the nines.
Yeah.
All right. So after...
I think it would be more interesting to see Business John.
Yeah. Well, that's always fun. John in the suit.
That's more far-fetched.
Yeah.
So after Cardiff leaves, John gets another delivery. And then he comes back and says some crazy shit.
Look, I like Cardiff. He wants to blame me for everything. Lady K wants to blame me for everything. Somehow it's my fault they canceled my gigs. It's my fault they called my fucking mother. It's my fault to get me fired from school. It's my fault they try and get my moderator fired from school. I don't engage in these kind of things with anybody. Have I tried to get anyone fired? No. I barely ever strike people. I don't even feel like doing it.
Laugh.
That's a new drop. I don't even feel like doing it. I barely even strike people. I don't even feel like doing it. He goes, do I ever try to get anyone fired? Okay, first off, the whole thing with Shuli is that when that video leaked of how we're doing the Pelican brief, that meeting that was not supposed to be on the internet, John said that Shuli was the guy who released it. He was his mole, which would get Shuli fired. He was trying to get Shuli fired. It wasn't true. Shuli did not leak that. Also, John went after J.D. Harmeyer. And I was trying to find the episode, but it was the link that I had was taken down, so I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it for this episode. But John was trying to get information to send to HR at Sirius to get J.D. Harmeyer fired. Why?
For nothing.
JD might be a creep. It's very possible. I've heard some evidence about it. But why is it? It's not my business. I don't give a shit. Why is it John's business? Why is it anyone's business? And why would you get?
They don't even know each other. They never worked there at the same time.
Right? Doesn't even make fucking sense. They tried to do that, and then I was just scrolling through some old episodes from 2019 of Stuttering John. They're talking about Derek Jones, who's a writer for the Howard Stern show, and John's on there with Royce talking about how he should get fired. John's always trying to get people fired, trying to get me taken off of Patreon, which would essentially be me getting fired. So he's lying.
And me.
Yeah, and producer Chris.
That clip is maddening because he is denying his involvement in all of his problems.
Yep.
Your online presence is the problem. Everything that you've done online has led to everything that's happening to you. And the fact that you think you're the hero of your own story and you can't see that you're actually the villain is your whole problem.
Yeah,
that's his whole.
So we're all having so much
That's his
fun.
whole mentality.
Yeah,
and he'll never realize that.
Well, and I've said this a bunch of times on the show, and I'll say it again. This is not just true for Stuttering John. It's true for everyone in the world. Whatever's happening to you is on you.
Right.
make changes. Try something different. If
It's
you don't
good
like
advice.
if you don't like where you're at right now in life, you can change it. But only you can change it.
Right.
Like literally, you can't wait for someone else to come in and swoop in and fix your life for you. You have to do it.
And it's so easy. Just stop being online, John. Just don't do it anymore.
Whoa,
and you're gonna fucking
Andy, whoa,
be
whoa,
a lot happier. I'm just saying. It's
if I leave the
it's
internet,
that easy though.
If I leave the internet, Carl and Chewie will go broke. He
I
literally
think
said,
Andy's threatening your livelihood right now.
John literally said I would go broke if John weren't around. As if I didn't have a successful career until Stuttering John started being a buffoon on the internet.
Yeah, power gets shot off the next day.
Yeah, but it's the easiest solution to all his problems. And he
No,
just
Andy, I
can't
gave him an
fucking-
easier one.
Yeah.
I gave him an easier one. Carl didn't get the clip of it, but I just like Howard Stern used to tell us, turn the dial.
Turn the dial. Ignore
Don't watch our YouTube channels. We're not doing this in front of you. We're not doing this at your apartment. We don't live with you. We do it on a channel on YouTube. You don't have to look at it.
No,
There's
you don't.
everything else you can see.
All right.
You owe me an apology.
A couple quick things I want to play here. First off, John's been singing a lot of songs lately. He thinks he's a good singer. I don't know why he thinks that. Maybe Atlantic Records told him that or something.
Third grade teacher.
But Sodomy, who is a super chatter.
Satomi.
Yeah. So John thinks that Sodomy, because it's the chick from Karate Kid 2, he thinks it's actually like an attractive young Asian woman.
Oh my
Oh, no.
god.
Yeah, he doesn't understand that it's just like some dude.
Fucking sucker.
So still, you're saying he still hasn't got sodomy?
No, I think he understands. Well, wait, actually, holy shit, Cardiff, you might be right. He might not even understand what he's saying. Wow. All right.
Are we at that where he still isn't seeing that?
You might be right about that.
Probably.
All right, but this is John. This is a fantasy that John has. This is ridiculous. And again, he can't come up with rhymes. He can't come up with melody or song structure. He's the worst at this.
Sodomy, sodomy. Why don't you tell me where you live? Maybe we can have some drinks. And if not, tell me what you think's. Maybe have some dinner. Maybe have some lunch. Either way, we'll be winners. Even if it's just a
Captain
Bloody
Crunch.
Mary and brunch. Okinawa.
Oh,
Okinawa.
he has no idea.
It's insane.
That's absurd.
Did you mention bad rhythm?
Yeah, no, I didn't. But I
Okay,
should have.
I'd like
He
to
started
toss that
doing
in.
like this. He's like, and now 3-4, and now back to 4-4.
Oh, my finger.
He's no Harrison Young, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. All right. Last thing I want to address here is the degree from NYU. So John, at the end of this show, he's putting a few back, and now he's watching the old Channel 9 show, and he's reminiscing about what a star he was, and how popular he was, and how everyone loved him on the Howard Stern show. And he's just sitting there watching. It's so sad. But this part in particular, I wanted to point out.
Some of us on the show don't know whether it's a guy or a girl. On tonight's show, Stuttering John, we're going to go out.
First of all, what is with Howard's hair, man?
Howard's hair?
That is the worst hairdo. Oh, look at Stuttering John wearing an NYU shirt. That would be odd to wear an NYU shirt if you didn't graduate.
No, it
Not
wouldn't.
really.
Not at all.
Anybody
I
can
have
get one
at
in a
least-
gift shop.
I have at least 3
I was in
college
Michigan a couple
sweatshirts.
months ago, and
Yeah, I was wearing my Michigan hat the other day.
I don't play for Slayer.
But also, if you've ever been on a college campus, the undergrads are all wearing the clothes of the university
Yeah.
they go to.
Anybody could buy it.
Yeah, of course. That's part of the deal.
And you both look like Gilda Radner.
So-
you and Howard.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
go calling
the way
out
this-
hair right then.
Yeah.
The way this all started is there was some website where it had the NYU graduates who are famous, and there's an asterisk next to John's name, and it said, didn't graduate. And so...
Wikipedia, not some website.
oh, was it Wikipedia? Okay.
It was Wikipedia.
Okay,
No one's ever heard of that.
So Shuli and the gang, and listen, there could be incorrect information on Wikipedia. Trust me, I know firsthand. So Shuli and the gang started running with that, and John got very upset. And for a week and a half straight was screaming about how he definitely has a degree and how could he be a substitute teacher without a degree. And I thought we were all just having some fun with it because the way he was reacting to it. Just like, oh, okay, yeah, he's not responding well. Let's fucking lay into it. Well, then I get this note from a guy who used to be a reporter for a pretty big newspaper. And he's no longer in that position, but he knows how to do fact checking. In fact, that was his job for a while in the newsroom, was to go through and check sources and make sure that the information was correct in the articles they were producing. So he reached out to a person at NYU. I'll leave all of the names out of this, and asked, hey, we're doing this story about Stuttering John Melendez. We just want to check and see if he got a degree from NYU or not. And she writes back and she goes, okay, thanks for contacting us. I'll just need the person's date of birth. And okay, yep, this is the person's name. This is the year they graduated. This is the date of birth. And she writes back. It says, hi, our records don't show a degree for a John Edward Melendez with the date of birth of... And then asks what publication it's for. The person's like, well, it's a freelance thing. We're shopping it around. Anyway, the point is...
Nudes Max.
The point is...
Dabble.
NYU says there's no record of a degree for this retard right here. Stuttering John.
Did you just break news here, Carl?
Yes.
Was that breaking news?
We're breaking news. Hit it. Oh.
I don't know. I don't have a breaking news drop. I just was asking a question.
There's some fact checking.
There is some fact checking today. So, wow. NYU is saying he didn't graduate. Now, Cardiff went on a whole thing about what year did he graduate, as if you know some information. I don't know if you want to.
Do you?
Yeah, no. I wait till my sources are confirmed.
Okay, interesting.
But there's a theory that he may have gone back to school.
Interesting.
Like Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did a triple Lindy to get his degree.
Who are these podcasts?